If there's one series from Taylor Sheridan's universe that keeps changing its name, it's this Beth and Rip spinoff. First, it was called Dutton Ranch, then The Dutton Ranch, and even went by a working title Rio Palo during early production. But among all the Yellowstone spinoffs, this is the one that's going to stay the closest to the original show, both in tone and story. Many people have been asking when it will release, especially with Y Marshall's already completed and Madison on the way. So, will Beth and Rip's spin-off get its release date soon? And how will the story continue after Yellowstone's ending? Let's dive into everything we know so far and all the details that make this new series one of the most exciting parts of the Sheridan universe. The best news for fans is that filming for the Beth and Rip spin-off has officially begun, and it's taking place at the legendary 4-6 Ranch in Texas, the same one Taylor Sheridan now owns. The 4-6 Ranch sits in King County, Texas, with portions extending into Carson and Hutchinson counties, and it's already been used for filming other Yellowstone-related projects. While the story of Beth and Rip began in Montana, the production for this new show has shifted to Texas. So with filming started now, we hope that we can expect a release most likely in the late 2026. Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler are finally getting the peace they fought so hard for. After the chaos of Yellowstone, they've moved away to start fresh on their own 7,000-acre property with their adopted son, Carter. Their new ranch is big but much quieter compared to the Yellowstone ranch. For a while, it seems like the couple might finally get the simple, peaceful life they always wanted. Rip is running the ranch with a small crew, and Beth is handling the business side of things, trying to make their new life work without her father's name or power behind them. Carter, now older, is learning the ropes and doing his best to earn Rip's respect as a true cowboy. But of course, this being a Taylor Sheridan show, peace doesn't last long. The series is expected to begin several months after the end of Yellowstone. John Dutton is gone, the original ranch has been divided, and Beth and Rip have officially left the family war behind. But Sheridan's writing always circles back to one big question: how do good people survive when their world changes? Just like in 1883, 1923, and Mayor of Kingstown, this new show will probably explore the emotional cost of starting over. It's not about big revenge plots or flashy gunfights. It's about how Beth and Rip, two people born from chaos, try to live normal lives when they've never truly known what peace feels like. We'll likely see the couple settling into the rhythm of ranch life, surrounded by new faces who each bring their own troubles and secrets. The confirmed new cast includes Natalie Allen Lind, Mark Menchaca, Juan Pablo Raba, and J.R. Villarreal. Each of their characters is said to play a major role in testing Beth and Rip's new start. Menchaca, known from Ozark, plays a former jailbird trying to rebuild his life as a cowboy. Rip takes a chance on him despite everyone else's warnings, but that decision could easily backfire. If his past comes back to haunt him, it might put Rip's ranch and his family in danger. A storyline that feels very true to Sheridan's theme of redemption and second chances. For Rip, this is a huge shift in life. He's no longer working under John Dutton or following someone else's orders. He's in charge now, responsible for his own land, his own people, and his family's survival. This new position forces Rip to find a balance between being a strong leader and a compassionate man. For someone who's always solved problems with his fists, that's not going to be easy. He'll have to face decisions that test his patience and his pride, especially when old habits start to resurface. Meanwhile, Beth Dutton has her own storm to face. She's always been fiery, ruthless, and loyal to her father's empire. But now, without John Dutton or the Yellowstone name behind her, Beth is forced to ask herself who she is when she's not fighting someone else's war. She might try to pour her energy into something new, managing the business side of the ranch, or even expanding into other ventures. But her power and aggression always attract attention, and not all of it good. That's where Annette Bening's character, Beulah Jackson, enters the story. Beulah is the head of a powerful Montana ranch and is described as strong, intelligent, and commanding. She's like a mirror image of Beth, except older and wiser. At first, the two women may respect each other, but as their interests start to clash, a quiet rivalry could form between them. Beulah might expand her operations into Montana, buying nearby land or pulling influence in local business circles, slowly challenging Beth's new life. Sheridan is known for creating strong, layered rivalries, and this one sounds like it could be one of his best. Then there's Carter, who's growing into his own person. He's not the kid we saw in Yellowstone anymore. He's a young man learning to be a cowboy under Rip's guidance. Natalie Allen Lind's character, a free-spirited newcomer, could become his first love interest. She's lively and curious. totally different from the people Carter has grown up around. Her presence might make Carter see the world differently and even question if he wants to follow in Rip's footsteps. This could bring small but meaningful emotional conflicts between him, Rip, and Beth. J.R. Villarreal will play Rip's right-hand man, someone he deeply trusts to keep things running smoothly. But as tensions rise within the crew, even he may have to step in to stop things from boiling over. Juan Pablo Raba's character, who works on another nearby ranch, could become both an ally and a rival. Someone who helps Rip when times get tough, but isn't afraid to compete when their ranch's interests collide. The biggest conflicts in this series probably won't come from politics or corporate greed like in Yellowstone. Instead, they'll come from personal choices, trust, and loyalty. Rip and Beth may find themselves facing real ranch problems, disputes over grazing land, developers trying to buy nearby property, or the pressure of keeping a ranch profitable in changing times. But the deeper battle will happen inside their home. Beth has always lived for the fight, and Rip is finally ready for peace. That difference could quietly pull them apart, not in dramatic ways, but in the subtle, realistic tension of two people trying to change who they are. This show might end up being quieter and more emotional than Yellowstone. Expect more slow-burning tension, long silences, and moments of reflection rather than constant chaos. Of course, there will still be bursts of danger. Sheridan always finds ways to remind us that violence is never far away in his world, but this time, the story's heart will lie in its characters, not in their enemies. What's even more interesting is that this spin-off could connect to Yellowstone, 4-6, another Sheridan project set in Texas. Since both shows are filmed on the same 4-6's ranch, there's a strong chance we might see some crossover, either through shared characters or overlapping storylines. Maybe Beth and Rip will have to work with or against the people at the 4-6 ranch at some point.